Yeah, we're able to see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So in the yesterday's class, we have seen that, like, we can able to call the, request dispatcher object, or we can able to get the request dispatcher object in two ways, right? One is by using the request object, or by using the context object, select context object, right? So let us do one thing. I'll show you on working copy how it works. Let me comment this section. I'm using the request only. Okay. So from here, instead of calling the S2 servlet, previous yesterday's class, we have called the S2 servlet, this one, right? Instead of calling this one, I'm trying to call the JSP file. Okay, I'm trying to call the JSP file. So that's the reason just I have given one.jsp at here. Okay, and then I'm including, means it has to display the this text message, means S1 servlet text message, along with that one, whatever the text message present in one.jsp, it has to print the same. Now let me try to start the server. Okay, so up to here it is okay, and our servlet name URL pattern is S1, right? So that's what I'm trying to give it here. Just click on enter. Now if you see here, output of S1 servlet, this is the S1 servlet output, and this is the output of one.jsp file. So let us go and see the JSP file at here. See, this is what I'm trying to print at there. Okay, that's the reason we can able to see both are included. Okay, everyone please go on mute. Okay, and instead of this one, better I will use context object. Okay, now let me stop the server and start once again. Finish. Let me take the URL, that's the best one. Now give me that URL here. Just I close the browser and open once again, so that it should not be present in cache. So I'm using the context object here, but still I can able to see the same output as just I saw the for the request, right? So there is no much difference. Then where the difference occurs actually to speak. So now we'll use the request object at here, and now see, observe clearly, I'm removing the forward slash at here. Okay, I'm removing the forward slash at here. Okay, now stop the server, run on server, click on finish. Go back to the browser, click on enter. If you have any doubt, close it and open it once again. Click on enter. Yes, still I can able to see the both files, S1 servlet and then output of JSP files. Both of them I can able to see it here. Right, now let me try to use the context here instead of request. Context dot get request dispatcher, and that time I'm passing here. I'm not passing. I'm not putting the forward slash at here. Okay, that's the only difference. Better we'll stop the server and start once again. Yes, it is done. Now go back here. Just enter. Oh, still I can able to see only the servlet output. Where is the JSP? Come back to the server console. See, there is an exception thrown at here. What it is saying in the context path test, okay, through an exception, that is 1.jsp does not start with a forward slash character. Okay, so let us now discuss about the difference at here. Generally, if we call with the request object will take the absolute path as well as the relative path. Okay, absolute path as well as the relative path. Whereas the context, it accepts only the absolute path. There is no relative path. Okay, now see here, consider this is the URL. Okay, this is the URL, and up to here it is okay, domain name or port ID or whatever it is. And then see, observe here, this is box. So this box is nothing but a context path. So context path is nothing but a project, right? A project, project name actually to speak. Okay, and after that one, whatever it is present, this is called as URI. If you observe clearly at here, as part of the URI, it started from the forward slash. Okay, now as part of the context, there is no forward slash, just only the project name. This is called as a context path. Now we'll see here. Consider in case of the request object. Okay, okay, I have given as like this. Okay, and then I'm trying to include the 1.jsp file also. Then as the request is the one which takes both absolute as well as the relative path, so it will go and search for the file as like this. Okay, so that it can easily get that file and then it will include it. Then what happens with the context? Okay, first one, we are giving the URL as like this. Yes, everything is fine. And then I'm trying to path 1.jsp without any forward slash, right? Then how it works is like this. As I didn't give the 1.jsp, I mean forward slash, then it is going to place it as like this. Is this correct?
No, it just uses 1.jsp.
Sorry, come again.
Is that just uses 1.jsp? No, instead of test one, is that it just uses 1.jsp?
This one, right? Yes, this is just 1.jsp. Okay, see what
No,
yeah, Vijay.
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
See, whenever we are using the forward slash, okay, for example, whenever you're using the forward slash, there is no problem with the request. Okay, so it will just, okay, after the context path, it will just add the forward slash 1.jsp for the request. Okay, in case, consider as an example for the context also. Okay, for the context also, here I'm saying, okay, here in this place, whatever, how you are putting, whether you're putting as like this or whether you're putting as like this, that's what I'm trying to discuss here. Okay, if we place as like this, everything is working fine for both the context as well as the request. Okay, but problem is occurring, like, when I didn't give forward slash. Okay, when I given the forward slash, in both the cases, both the files are getting executed. Okay, one is nothing but one servlet, and then it is trying to include the JSP. Okay, it is, everything is working fine. But see here also, when I kept the forward slash, then what happens? I told you, right? See, first it will prepare this path. Okay, first it will prepare this path. Okay, as part of the context I'm trying to say. Okay, and then it will go and check what is the URI they have given in the request dispatcher. Okay, what is the URI I have given? This is the one, right? Just it will copy. Okay, it will copy and come back here, just blindly place it. Now tell me whether this will get executed or not. Do you have any problem in this one?
No.
If we have any doubt, we'll go and see just only the one.jsp, right? See, nothing is wrong, everything is correct, right? Now come back here. In case, okay, in case now I didn't put the forward slash at here. Okay, I didn't put the forward slash at here, just I kept the only one.jsp file at here. Okay, only one.jsp. Okay, now if you come back to this, see, as part of the request, this is the one, right? Okay, so as part of the request, okay, first this we are going to call this. Okay, this one will get executed, and after that it is going to take the URI of this one. Okay, and then as the request is the one which works for both absolute as the relative, so if there is no forward slash, then it will put the forward slash and then paste this file. Okay, but if you come to this context, okay, first this it is when we are going to hit this URL, it will be get executed, and after that we are calling the request dispatcher. There we are passing the value to the request dispatcher as like this one.jsp, right? Then what happens? Well, first it is going to prepare the context path. Okay, up to here is the, I mean, here is the context path. Okay, and then it is not going to actually, to speak, context is the one works for only absolute, not for relative. Okay, if there is no forward slash, means it is not going to put a forward slash. You should compulsorily give the correct path, then only it works, otherwise it never works. So now what happens? It just blindly will go and place one.jsp. Now is this URL correct? No, right? So where is the forward slash? No, why it is not putting like that? So that is the main difference between the request object and application object. Okay, context object is also called as application object. Okay, don't worry. So this is the main difference between the application object and request object. So for an application object, you should compulsorily give the correct path. This is called as absolute path. Okay, for the request, if you give the relative path also, it works fine. If there is no forward slash, then what it will do, according to the relative position, it is going to search in the subfolders. Okay, and it's going to put the forward slash. That's the main difference between the request and application. Okay, in most of the cases, projects are going to use the request object, not the application one. Got an idea, Vijay, Yari?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, then we'll move to the JS piece. Think about action tags. So till today we used the servlets to include or forward it, right? Let us little bit try to reduce our burden. I mean, preparing the whole servlet and creating the request dispatcher object and calling include method, all these. Let us try to reduce our burden. Okay, so for that, in the JSP action tags, there is one element called JSP action tags. As part of the action tags, they given some elements for us. Okay, if we use those, it will internally going to work as like this only. Okay, better I will take the manual server instead of Eclipse one. Yes. Okay, now this is one node servlet. Now let me try to create one servlet. Sorry, JSP file. One.jsp. and let me try to create another JSP. Okay, now both are created. Let me try to add some text. Now let me go and create the okay, now both are ready. Now so let me try to use the one JSP action tag to include. I mean, instead of writing all this, let us see how it works. JSP colon include page attribute, okay, is equal to, we need to give the file name out here, okay, 2.jsp, okay, 2.jsp. This is what I have given. Now let me try to start the server and see. So I'm doing under servlet project, right? Now let me check my project is started. Okay, servlet /1.jsp. Now try to click on enter. See here, output of 2.jsp and then output of 1.jsp. Why it is coming as like this? Why first 2.jsp is coming and then second 1.jsp?
Use the include
Yes,
in
first
the
we are
first line.
including. Yes, first we are including. After that, we are calling 1.jsp, right? Now,
The
yeah.
yeah.
I'll use as like this then. Okay, now instead of include, let me use the, oh, I need to show you the how internet works, right? Okay, now let's go back at here, work Catalina localhost. Our project is servlet org Catalina under this one. So 1.jsp, this is the one, our servlet file, right? Let us go and see the service method here. So this is the service method. So here what it is happening, it is trying to call the include method dynamically. Okay, the JSP is converted as like this. We are using the action tags at here, right? JSP include page like this. Okay, and here it is using, it's actually trying to abstract from you. It don't want to show you like, you know, what is happening. That's the reason they're going to use their own methods. Okay, and it varies from server to server. Okay, their own, because servers are having their own implementation of the JSPs and servlets, right? So they're going to write their own ones. Okay, so anyway, it's almost just like you know, request dispatcher of include one only. Okay, it works just like that only. See, there also it is passing the request and response. This is what we are required, right? Along with that one, it is trying to call the 2.jsp, whatever it is we have given there in the page attribute, right? most of the cases things are like abstracted, okay, as this is an JSP which is implemented by Apache, right? Apache Tomcat, right? So they are going to abstract everything and they're going to like make sure not to show you everything. So that's the reason it's showing as like this, but internal functionality, it should be like this only. This is the core part, okay? How you're abstracting is up to you, but internally in depth it should work as like this only. There is no other way. Okay, now okay, so it has created the two separate servlets, right? One is 1_jsp.java, another one is 2_jsp.java. Okay, now we'll see the next one. Next action tag is forward. Okay, next action tag is forward, just same as before, JSP colon in place of the include, just I'm trying to put the forward. Okay, now let us go back and see the output at here. So where I can able to see the output of 2.jsp only. What about the 1.jsp? So 1.jsp is gone because we are trying to forward it. Okay, okay, now we'll see. We'll take
Hey Mani, I have a question here.
yes, Vijay. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally, like print writer, the whatever we are using to write through the browser. Okay. If you use like out.write, it displays on the browser, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. My question here, the first we have the starting line of one.jsp, which writes to out.write
Yeah.
one.jsp, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then we are forwarding to the 2.jsp, which has like 2.jsp out.write in that. Okay. It's already on the browser, right? When you write like out.write, it shows on the browser, right? It removes
No,
later.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually, how we are going to respond to the browser by sending the response right back to the browser. That's the way we're responding, right? So now what happens is like there were like two servlets now, 1_JSP servlet and 2_JSP.java servlet, right? So when this part is executed, okay, when this part is executed, that's what I tried to show you yesterday. See, in this case, what happens? It will send the response of the S2 servlet. It will forget about the response of the S1 servlet. That's the problem out here. Okay, instead of coming back here and going back as like this, it will do what it will do. It will go back directly to the browser. It will skip the first response.
Okay, that response object will be taken by the container. Container will give to the browser.
Yes, exactly. In previous case, for example, if it is an include, first we'll go to S1, from S1 to S2. Again, S2 will come back to the S1. From S1, the response will be sent back to the browser. That's the include case. In the forward case, what happens? It will come to the S1 first, and after that, we're going to forward it to S2. Now, S2 will forget about the S1's response object. I don't even care, like that it will say. And then it will send back response of the S2 directly back to the browser. It will never come back to the S1.
Okay, but we are storing in the response only, right? Even the first one also.
Yes, you're right. We are passing the request and response only, but it is going to skip that particular response and it is going to use its own response object.
Okay, yeah, that's the question. Yeah. Because I thought like anyway we are putting in the response only first servlet also.
Yes.
But when the second servlet is sent to the browser, we are losing that.
See, if they followed along, I mean, according to your idea, then what happens? It will behave just like a include only. Then what is the difference at here in include part,
Yeah.
right? So.
Correct. Yeah.
Now we'll do one thing. We'll create one more. Under the servlet, I'm trying to create one more JSP file. New.
Hey Mani, one more question.
Yeah, Vijay.
Yeah. Anyway, when you use like forward mechanism, we don't use the first servlet, whatever we are sending, we don't use first servlet response anyway, right?
Yes, exactly.
Then there is no need of using like forward, request and response. You know
Actually
what I'm trying to ask?
yeah, actually to speak, the request object is required. We are passing the request, okay?
Yeah, request,
We are
yeah,
passing the
request,
request and
correct.
response. It is going to use the request, it will skip the response. That's okay. In case, consider an example, if you are forwarding some data in the request object, then for example,
Yeah, request I got it. Request because data will be used in the second 2.jsp also.
yes. So that's the
Yeah, but
reason.
response we don't care.
Yeah. But as a predefined, they given the APIs like this. Please send the messages like this so that you know everything get abstracted and container will take about everything internally.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I have taken 3.jsp here. Now let me try to save this. Come back here and let me try to put 3.jsp and include. Okay, now I'm including the 3.jsp and 2.jsp and then we save this. We'll go back and see 1.jsp. So you can able to see the three outputs. First three are .jsp, and after that it came back to the 1.jsp, and then again we included the 2.jsp. Okay. Now let me try to use the forwarded here. Okay. Okay. So in the previous case, first we have included 3.jsp and we'll come back to 1.jsp and we processed this section and we displayed it. And again we move to the 2.jsp and we process 2.jsp and come back to the 1.jsp. From 1.jsp we'll come back to the browser. So that's how it worked, right? Now let us see the forward case set here. First I'm forwarding to this, okay, and then I'm forwarding to this, okay. Output of 3.jsp. How? Why it is coming? What happened to the 1.jsp and then
Because it already forwarded the control to the browser
exactly right
in the
first.
first.
Exactly. First, it is going to forward to the 3.jsp. 3.jsp will never come back to the same one again, right? That's how it functionality.
Yep.
So in future also, whenever you're writing in a JSP, if you're trying to writing forward, please try to write it once only. Okay, don't write the multiple forwards, so it never will get forwarded.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, now so we learned the two action tags, that is include and then forward, right? Then we'll discuss about one small concept at here. We are having the two types of includes. This is a kind of a page directive, sorry, directives kind, right? JSP directive kind, and this is a JSP include page is equal to whatever 2 dot JSP. This is a kind of a JSP directive, and this is a JSP action tag kind, right? Then what is the difference between these two? It is also including the multiple files, and it is also been including the multiple files into this, right? This is a kind of a directive kind. It comes under the directives, and this comes under action tags. Then what will the main difference between these two? The difference is this include is called as, JSP directive include is called as static include. Okay, static include means at the time of compilation time, it is going to include the files, whatever it is. For example, we're trying to include the 2.jspy here, right? At the time of compiling, okay, compiling that particular servlet, it is going to include this. Then what about this? This is called as a dynamic include, means at the time of runtime, it is going to include the 2.jsp file, right? Let us see one simple program to understand more about this. Let me try to remove the existing working copies. Now come back to the web apps servlet. So here instead of using this, let me try to use the page directive. Okay, just save, come back here, output of 1.jsp and output of 2.jsp, right? Now go back to the work folder, work Catalina localhost. Our project is servlet or Apache JSP. Okay. How many servlets executed here? How many servlets came here?
Only one.
Only one, right? That is 1_JSP. Now try to open this. In the service method, let us try to search for our text message. This is out.write method of 1.jsp, and then this is out.write method of 2.jsp. Okay. Now let me try to put this as a backup in separate one. Okay. Come back here, close this, and delete these files also. Okay. Now go back to the 1.jsp. Instead of using the page directive, let me try to use the action tag. Okay, this is the action tag, right? Now see, observe here, I have deleted the executed servlet files. Okay, so it has to generate now. Now come back here, let me try to click on enter. Yes, still I can able to see output of 1.jsp and 2.jsp. Now go back here. Now tell me how many servlets got generated?
2.
2. Let me try to go to the 1_jsp.java and go and search for the output of 1.jsp. Yes, this is the output of 1.jsp, as because it is the same JSP file. And then where is the 2.jsp at here?
We don't have.
We don't have. It is dynamically calling dynamically. So if you go and see the 2.jsp file, there you can see the text message of out.write of output of the 2.jsp. So what's the difference between the page directive include and then action tag include?
Page directive is at like compilation time,
Mm-hmm. And
and
then this is
page
the
and
runtime. So how we are saying,
runtime.
because for the page directive include, it is trying to create only one servlet instead of creating the two servlets there. Okay, and that at the time of compilation time itself, it is going to copy the contents of the 2.jsp into a 1.jsp. Okay, so whenever you are trying to click on enter at here in the URL, it's just whatever the at the time of compilation time it has included, it's just trying to show the same. That's it. There is no difference. In case of this action tag, JSP action tag include, in this case here, what happening? It is trying to put the include tag. I mean, just like request dispatcher. So at the time of runtime, we are going to call the 2.jsp. In case in future, if we modified something in 2.jsp, then what happens? At the time of runtime, it is going to include 2.jsp, right? So I can get the data dynamically. Got an idea, Vijay?
Yeah. So which is efficient, like calling dynamically is efficient, right?
See, if you want the performance, then better to go for a static one. Because statics are the already been compiled, everything be ready, just okay, it's going to call the .las file. Okay. If you want the dynamic kind of a functionality, then go for the action tags. Okay, depends upon our requirement. For example, if your requirement is processing time, it has to process our request as early as possible, then better to go for a static include, nothing but JS directive include.
Okay.
Okay, if you want the dynamic include kind of one, then better to go for a action tag. Actually, to speak, I saw both the cases. In some of the project they are using the static include, in some of the project they are using the dynamic include. It depends upon our requirement, because architects will decide which one to go for.
Okay. Okay. If you change like 2.jsp, you need to change the 1.jsp also, right? In order to include,
In which case,
like include, like a directive, include directive.
yes, you need to compile it once again. For example, if you modify the 2.jsp, then it should compile it once again. The
Yeah,
code should be
compare it.
compiled once again. Okay,
Com-
but here in this case, no need to compile again, because already been compiled it. So just reuse the existing code. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now let me try to start this servlet. I'll clear some part, run as run on server, click on finish. Yeah, so I have started the servlet project now. See here, I'm trying to use one page directive with attribute name error page and value error page.jsp file. Okay, means, for example, if you are doing some processing in this file, if any error occurs, then please go and call error page.jsp. Okay, that is what that's why I put this error page here. Okay, then let us go and see this error page, error page.jsp. Now see here, what I'm trying to do is error page is equal to true. I'm putting as true. Okay, and then I'm trying to display the exception, and then this is normal error page, whatever that you're trying to show. So let us try to see this program servlet 1.jsp. See here, actually in which page I am now? Error page.jsp file, right? I am now error page.jsp file. Why? Because at the time of executing this 1.jsp, okay, I got an arithmetic exception actually. Okay, one runtime exception I got. Okay, that's the reason I said like please go and call error page.jsp. Now when I call the error page.jsp, I can able to display this text message as it is. But still, if I want to display the error stack trace, then first I need to make this error page as true. Okay, then only that exception object will be available. So just I'm trying to display that exception object at here. So that's the reason that particular exception object is displaying this message. Java lang arithmetic exception divided by 0 is the exception trace. I think it's clear now, right, Vijay?
Yeah.
Last time you asked, right, what is the reason, I mean, at what instant we are going to use is error page is equal to true.
Yeah, I got it. By default, it will be false.
Exactly, by default it is false. Okay, if I want to display this exception, then what I need to do? First I need to make it as a true.
True.
Okay, and then we are going to make this true only in the error pages, not in the normal pages.
Okay.
Okay, as this is an error page, I already been decided this is an error page, so this page will be displayed only at the time of when error occurs. So I want to know the why the error occurred. Maybe right now I got an exception, maybe in future I may get null point exception or some other runtime exception. So we need to know if I want to know the exact detail, then I'm going to use this to display it so that I can get to know what is the main reason behind it get failed. Okay.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is internally it might be using request dispatcher concept only.
Okay. Okay. Any more
Right? Is
doubts?
that right?
Yeah. Any more doubts other than this?
No.